Uh, Sir, I heard about the new play about divorce, which is happening. I think you did it on 27th February in Cochin. Can you tell me about more? That's the latest play that you have acted as an actor or a director, or I don't know. You have to give share some information more on that, please.
Yeah, this play was with the group called Living Theatre Kochi, which was my group when I was in Cochin, Living Theatre. And we did some very interesting plays. One was a Death with Shyama Prasad directing it. And then,
you said Shyama Prasad? You said Shyama Prasad directing?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Shyama Prasad.
So what is the language that you're using? Is it English or Malayalam?
In all the plays that we did normally in Cochin were all in English, but in Chennai, especially with the group that I work with, Perch, we do not do, like, for example, Bashir play, the play we did about 80 shows across India. It was actually a play primarily in English, but a mix of Malayalam, mix of Tamil and Hindi. Like, we use English as an Indian language, not as a foreign language. We use English as you and I speak, or a police constable speaks, or a chaiwala speaks, or a politician speaks. We use that kind of English, not perfect Queen's English. And we add Malayalam words, because to give the flavor of the Malayalam, there are a lot of words which have a tonal quality, sound quality, which conveys a lot. So we use a lot of Malayalam words to give it the flavor, though we performed multilingual audiences all over the country.
Okay, great. So
so the Zoom again is a play where we used English as an Indian language. And it was not staged in Cochin. It was staged in a sense globally, because the actors were based in Dubai.
Oh, they were all. So they were doing from okay. It was a Zoom presentation, not a live theater that you did. You done a virtual.
It was live, but on Zoom. It was live, but on Zoom.
Great. That's very nice. Oh,
yeah. And it looked as if they were all interacting together, whereas they were spread across the world. And the audiences were all across the world. There were audiences from US, from various parts of India, and some other places also. For some of the friends, from the Gulf area, a lot of friends.
Okay.
And this was co-scripted by the cast. It was an original play based on an actual incident in the newspapers about 3-4 months ago. We took it and we scripted it, and we performed it, and we got. If I'd send you the link, we got some very, very interesting feedback. Yeah.
Please, very good, very nice. So I think life is going very strong with all your passions, but you're all settled, and maybe you have your own plans earmarked, and all these things till this area. Now you are a celebrity. I think many of the people wouldn't know about it. The gentleman is acted in many short documentaries, and he's acted with Amir Khan. And recently, he has acted in a Tamil movie, in a different look. But I am Soorarai pottru, right? If my pronunciation is wrong, please correct it, sir.
Soorarai pottru. Soorarai pottru.
Soorarai. And if you can, since I said the name, pardon me on my mispronunciation, but he has told you. Can you recognize this gentleman? I can tell you who was this character. You must have seen a pilot who will get tried by Paresh Rawal.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we welcome on board Deccan Air Maiden Flight. We are now ready for departure. Enjoy your services. Thank you.
Deccan Air 582 ready for departure.
Line up and clear for takeoff. Wind calm.
Captain
Manohar.
Yes. So very subtle performance. We didn't know that maybe there are a lot of things he showed by his eyes. His the need for the money and all this things shown it. He was made to take that bribe. So there should be some other stories behind it, but maybe a couple of scenes is enacted or acted, I would say. He made a feeling that he was either threatened or maybe because of the situation he has to take the bribe. So
It was a
that's
negative
it.
role. The pilot who sabotages the flight,
Yes.
and in fact, there were some of the shots were edited out. Otherwise, it would have been clearer. The scene where I am actually being bribed by Paresh's brother, and another scene where I accept the blame in the court of inquiry, and in a sense save Surya's airline, and then I apologize to Surya, wish him luck, and I am taken away by two policemen to jail. So those scenes actually were edited out because the film actually is quite long.
I know.
But it was
How was the
interesting work.
experience? I think we're all
Very
willing to. We've been acting with the finest actor in town. I mean, Surya. And how was your experience? You got a lot of close interactions with him. So we would like to hear more about that, sir.
Well, it was extremely friendly and a very simple, almost shy person, Surya. And Sudha Kongara, the director, very clear about what she wants. She would take even the toughest physical kind of scene, she would take even 15, 20 takes till she got exactly what she wanted and the variations that she wanted, which then the editor could play with. And Surya was extremely comfortable to work with.
Okay.
And similarly, Amir Khan also was a short.
Before getting into Amir Khan, I want to finish this right Petru. And did you because that was really a surprise for all of us. Did the chance came your way, or did you? How did this chance came? Because there will be. I know you're in the theater. You are training people. Bottom of the mind, you also like to come on limelight because you're always in theater. But on a movie, that's a time where you get a lot of people noticing you. But,
that is true.
This is how this opportunity came to you. Would you like to share with us?
I did a documentary on the Meenakshi Hospital at Madurai, where I did the role of a cancer patient who recovers and plays street cricket with the children in the street, the cancer patient. So Sudha Kongara was directing it, and I did that. I acted in that because before that I had done a film on Parkinson's for some hospital for the neurology department at Porur Hospital, the Ramchandra Mission, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So since I did this role with Sudha Kongara, there was no audition. She just called me and offered me the role of the pilot. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just happened.
Anyway, there's no need of audition. You have been training and doing a lot of things, and you have been chosen for the role. So that's very good. And happy about your performance and in that movie, or what is the takeaway? Is there any takeaway learnings you had from that?
Well, I am happy with having had the opportunity to work with Sudha and Surya, but I would have been happier if the role had been fleshed out a little more. Fleshed out a little more, so that the motivation why a pilot, a senior captain, would sabotage his own flight is a very, very intricate question. And to flesh that out, if they had shown some of the edited scenes, I think it would have been
much more impactful. But maybe the story would have gone a little more lengthier or whatnot. That could be the reason. I'm just taking a benefit of doubt. I'm not sure. But believe me, even if you came for 2 or 3 scenes, your performance was noted because as you came as a negative role. Did you had any challenge? Did you when you was offered the first time you coming in a movie? I guess a big movie, right? Or is that, did you act in a movie before, sir?
Yes, I have done some small roles in Kannathil Muttamittal with Maniratnam.
Oh, really?
12B.
Oh,
I've done a couple of tele-serials in Kerala, small roles again. Did a whole telefilm on Vijay TV called Uirovium.
I see. That's all our new information for me, but that's very good. So that's good, sir. And for example, so you are so comfortable. You are no straight fighters. Did you know that you'll get a big chance like this? You are all acting in plays. This thing. Did you all? Did you dream that you get a big chance? Because that's a big platform for you to come with a good star cast. And the movies are good reviews are coming. Did you ever?
I was mainly keen on theatre because that is where the whole process. Movie is that you go there and you are told you're given the dialogue, you're told the scene, and you do. You don't even sometimes don't even know how it connects to the rest of the story. So there's always this feeling of okay, just doing something, but within that framework, unless it's a long enough role, there is no chance to evolve and substantiate a character.
Okay.
Theater, the joy of it is that you can, your body language, your presence, and the way you deliver your dialogue, everything can change, and there you feel a complete sort of a transformation, which that joy, that sense of satisfaction doesn't come unless I mean I've not had a chance to do that unless you get a role which is big enough to show that evolution of the character.
Evolution. So, given a choice between theater and film, which would you go for? Theater?
Depends on the role. If the role is
meteor then
substantial, I would definitely be happy to do a movie where you have a real scope for characterization. Otherwise, any day I would say theater is because the whole joy of working together as a team for 2 to 3 months is something which you don't get. And same way, unless you're doing, as I said, a full-fledged movie and you're shooting for, let's say, 2-3 months, then it's different.
I know. So you have same team members working along with theater, or you go and act with, how does it happen? I mean, you have a same set of team members working for you for every play, or do you select new members for, how does it work?
Not really, because we have a core group, but when we start a play, we call for auditions. And we integrate new actors because nobody wants to see the same people all over again. And even the same play, we may have 2 actors doing the same role and we alternate.
Okay.
Or we may have, let's say, a break and some actor goes on some other commitment, another actor is integrated into the play. So there's always this challenge of being something fresh happening, a new energy, a new person coming in makes a whole lot of difference to the entire group.
Okay.
So it's always good to have different people coming in.
Different people coming in, you can also there's a lot of learning happens, right? So even I think theater, you experiment a lot. A lot of learning also happens, I guess, compared to the movies. You can improvise a bit because there is you need to by heart your dialogues. You need to, because if you can take a retake now. So I think a lot of effort is there in the theater, I guess, and from communication. Right, sir?
Yeah, theater, there is a lot of scope for learning. At the same time, you can improvise. At the same time, when you improvise, you must remember that you cannot improvise such a way that the other actor does not get your cue. Because the other actor is waiting for that particular cue. So improvisation has to be with complete consideration for the other actor and within the framework of the character and the play. So, in fact, the real magic of theater happens when you have done the show 10, 12, 15 times and you reach a point where you go beyond the rehearsals and you find new dimensions which you have not experienced before in the rehearsals. And that happens that's when they say you are in the zone, when you are completely in the character.
Okay.
That is absolute magic, and I've in all these years, 52 years of doing theater, I've experienced that about maybe around 3 or 4 times, completely to being in the zone, and I would do another 50 years to get it once more. Is that powerful?
Yeah. Okay. So you're always motivated, isn't it? So that's what I see. Because more you want to do, that is what it is putting me and talking to me as well. Because I could see the sense of dedication that you have carried all the way. So, sir, I think, been a very interesting life story from theater, starting from your army life to corporate life, theater, and you do a lot of plays. Any challenges that you face, you always felt that I shouldn't go for this and I should leave all those things and I have to move back to my work. I mean, now you are above the retirement life. That 21 years was a very crucial year. That's time you felt it, I should not continue with my theater. There's any challenges you face? And so how do you mitigate the challenge? And what is the message? There are a lot of people listening to you as an actor, as a person who's gone beyond, after your dreams. It is not an easy ride. What is the message that you would like to give to them?
I should say that I did experience a certain amount of anxiety and uncertainty during the pandemic, because it was just after the Soorarai, Petru and the American shoot that the pandemic struck.
Mhm.
See, and I had been called again from Bombay, the same people who did the Amir Khan shoot. For another shoot, they wanted me to, know my dates. When the next day they announced that the pandemic is there, the lockdown and all that happened.
Mhm.
And because of this lockdown and isolation and things like that, for more than a year now, I have not been able to do other than the Zoom play. No theater, no workshop. So at that time, there were very honestly points where I thought that had I continued in the army, I wouldn't have to bother at all because I would have got my pension, substantial
Correct.
pension, and I'm a member of all the clubs and free medical and things like that. So there was a feeling that, but then I realized that is actually not a very rational thought because having come into this for so many years, so many decades, I experienced a completely unpredictably creative and fulfilling lifestyle where I had a chance to do so many plays and do so many things different, get into a training thing where more than 46,000 people have experienced the workshops entirely by word of mouth. So I said, these are all great things, great blessings that have come to me because I took that step. So now things are gradually getting back into the movement I started. So no more regrets on that.
Regrets. But what is the message that you like to give to the people? So everybody would have been jealous.
If you are really passionate about something, go for it. Because if you don't go for it, something will always keep nagging you that you have not fulfilled what you are here for. And that, no matter what job you do, you'll always feel a certain sense of incompleteness. Whereas one thing that you do when you fulfill your passion and you at least make the attempt, even if it doesn't come exactly the way you want it to, you feel good that you have taken the risk, you have been bold enough, courageous enough to put things at stake and make a life out of it which is fulfilling in a sense, which is sustainable, and which actually, like for example, I'm sure it gives my children the courage that they should experiment with their lives rather than go for a safe option. So
I understand.
that's the message. That if you have a real passion, but work for it. Hone your skills. Don't say I have a passion and then do nothing about it. You need to develop. You need to develop your skills. So you need to develop your vocabulary, your voice. Even now, every day after my morning exercise, I do my theater work for my flexibility, expressions, and lip movements.
Okay.
That's it.
Bus.
No, bus booked. Phone pay. Looking for hotel.
Hotel? അതിങ്ങ് തന്നെ എന്താ
Shanti's hidden code. Thank you.
Welcome. Now come. I am Shanti.
Before I move to the last question also, I want to ask your experience with America. How did that happen?
It was based in Alappuzha with a houseboat. And the coconut trees were not coconut trees, they were only stumps kept in the Reliance studio at Bombay. They were shot in the Reliance studio at Bombay.
Really? Oh, that's very interesting.
It looks like Alappuzha bus stand, yes. But I was born and brought up in Alappuzha, so I know very well.
Okay.
Yeah. That happened again. There was this call for this character to be along with Amir Khan, the shoot for Amir Khan, phone pay. So there's a model coordinator here called Tara Umesh, who's a very, very well-known and extremely, respected model coordinator. So she called me for auditions, and she actually guided me through the audition, in the sense, she directed me. And when I went there, the Mathew Mathew was the casting director, and there was another Shashi or something who was a camera person. So they felt that this was the kind of look they wanted. Kind of not a feeble old gentleman, but a person who was fairly well off, so had a Apple Watch and kurta and all that. So yeah, this is the look we want. And then I suggested some kind of actions which are typically that Malayali body language. So they said, "Oh, that's it. That's exactly what you want." So shoot right through.
Okay. So
And I was very extremely
Yeah, I think you have
very
become a,
friendly.
yeah. Did you talk anything about Kerala or something? Kerala കുറിച്ച് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇനി
Not
പറയാൻ?
really.
Nothing.
No,
Okay.
no, because the moment he finishes his shot, he's moves into a space, and but when we're working together, he's extremely approachable, friendly. It was happened in a studio in
Uh-huh.
Reliance Studio in Bombay,
Uh-huh.
and
I see.
that big
Big
and
thing.
the two stumps, coconut trees, and that bus stand was made there.
Made there, and you just went
And
there. One day shoot, one day shoot, one day shoot, one day shoot.
yeah, one day shoot.
Okay. One day shoot. Sir, actually, I want to ask you, what will be your success mantra for the people? Somebody wants to succeed in life.
A success mantra
Mm-hmm.
for leaders, and that is, don't try to change people.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that job to a guru or a enlightened person.
Mhm.
Change the environment,
Change
because
the
people trying to change people's egos and making them drop their egos, making them selfless and collaborative is a very complex, unpredictable process. But you can change the environment
Mhm.
where people automatically align to the goal and same success. They don't surrender their egos; they align their egos.
Mhm.
Don't ask people to surrender their egos. Align their egos by creating the right environment. And for individuals, I would say one simple mantra is be available.
Mhm.
Whatever you're doing, be completely available. If you're in the mountains and you want to be at home, you're under stress. If you're at home and you want to be in the mountains, you're under stress. So if you're in the mountains, be completely available in the mountains. If you're at home, be completely available at home. And you'll be fully powerful and present in each place. Your entire energy will be available to what you're doing. So be available for the individual, change the environment for leadership.
Okay. Change the environment, no change the personalities. Change the environment to be successful so that
You can
and
try, but changing the personality is very unpredictable. But changing
unpredictable.
the
The
environment is
environment
possible.
is much more easy. And any other the two things you have told. Anything else you would like to add on? Because people are striving to get into movie industry, theater, and starting their own life. I mean, somebody wants to get into corporate life. Any message for them? Youngsters who are stepping stone.
I think, as I said, if you're available to whatever you're doing, you'll find you apply so much energy into every moment that whatever you do, there will be a certain level of excellence. As far as getting into movies is concerned, well, if you go around with, with the portfolio around, and then that's not going to work because it's very, very difficult to get to that way. The best thing is join theater, join a good group, do workshops, and when you do good plays, you get noticed. Today, a lot of people are being picked up from the theater. Like Darshan Rajendran, Aparna, Gopinath, all theater, all we work together. So people are looking for new faces from theater.
Okay, great.
So work in theater and you will get noticed, and then you work with. You don't have to go around begging for a role. The roles will come to you if you have worked hard enough.
Okay, I got it. Sir, that's very interesting that question I asked. I think you answered very brilliantly about success mantra. And I think your life journey is telling more of your focused approach. You are taking responsibility of what you're doing. And finally, the success has followed you all the way. And I want to ask you, are you satisfied with what you got so far, or would you like to, if given a retake in your life, what are the areas that you'd like to improve? Down the line.
Well, I'm satisfied. In fact, I think I've lived my life fully. I've just compiled my poems, and they are currently under printing. So hopefully within another month or so, my first volume of poetry will be published.
That's a very I know that you like poems. Oh, great.
I'm waiting for that. That will completely fulfill me, I'm sure.
So you are
another part of it.
So you are completely a creative person, right? So you are enjoying your KG life and you are doing the best shot. And I think you are entertaining many, and the good God give you immense opportunity to entertain people, also guide and mentor many to theatre and enjoy their life to the fullest. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Mathew. It was really a honor to get you to the line, and I wish
Thank you
all the
very
very
much.
Okay, thanks for joining, sir. It was really entertaining. Thank you.